Oh, my, Calvary. Oh, Calvary. Oh, my. Jesus,
Dear brothers and sisters, at this time we would like to begin our Janazah service today for our beloved sister, Sister Charlene Muhammad, with prayer. Please stand as we begin in prayer. And we pray. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, guide us upon the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path of those whom wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. Ameen. You may be seated. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, bearing witness to the oneness of God and His presence among us, the life giver, the Almighty Creator, we would like to greet everyone present with the greeting words of peace as we say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, we welcome you to the Janazah service of our beloved sister. And at this time, in accord with our schedule of service, we would like to welcome Sister Student Regional, Southern Regional Captain Nusaiba Muhammad with greetings. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger. To Brother Steve and family. This is my family because I've always been very close to the family. And I want to, on behalf of the M.G.T and GCC, extend our condolences to all of you. Sister Charlene, if I had to share a one word that would sum it up, it would be humility. That was Sister Charlene. I did not know that one day I would walk in the very shoes that she was walking in, but as I walk in it, now I understand Sister Charlene even greater. Because many of her moves and many of her steps and the way that she was guided was tailor-made for the women in that time. She is and was a special woman for the M.G.T and GCC. You ever see a captain of a ship who has to steady over troubled waters? That was Sister Charlene. She not only did it for the M.G.T and GCC, but she did it for our family. Is that right? And so, by God's grace and mercy, this is really a celebration of life because she was such a powerful influence on all of us that we have to lift our spirits. We have to lift our tone scales and our energy to represent the spirit of Sister Charlene, because you all know how she will be moving right now. Sister, let's deal with it. Come on, sister, let's get it done. Let's move on. So in the spirit of Sister Charlene, I must keep that energy true. I want to share some words with you very briefly about words that the minister shared in his statement on the passing of Sister Amina Rasul. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan shared that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that 75% of his work is of reform was with the Black woman. This means that whoever is assigned the position of responsibility to bring about the reform of our women has one of the most important assignments in the Nation of Islam. So we're looking at an important figure who did an important work that we must now acknowledge, and we must study what she was able to contribute so that future generations will be able to benefit from her hard work and her sacrifice. The Holy Quran teaches us that no soul dies but with Allah's permission, and the term is fixed. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan stated during a Janazah for Sister Dolores Ali, and I believe the same holds true for Sister Charlene. Sister Charlene submitted to the law of birth and the law of life. And in life, there are so many ups, downs, trials, and misfortunes. But the way to go through what life presents is to go through it in the name of Him who gave us life. Sister Charlene did just that. Sister Charlene will never die because she will live on through her family and through those whose lives she's impacted and touched. She exists through her children. Children that are here to celebrate her life and will see what she's not here to see. And with grandchildren who will go on in life, she travels with us. But you perceive not. Those who live a righteous life, they never taste death. They never taste death. The physical body, yes, every soul, the Quran says, must taste death, so it awaits us all. So here we are to celebrate her life, but to let her life be a testimony to those of us who are yet alive that have this as a destiny. What you do in this time is what qualifies you for the reward of your time. May Allah bless her life, her legacy, and the reward that she gave to so many of us. I love you forever, Sister Charlene. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
All praise is due to Allah. Dear brothers and sisters, as we proceed with our program, I would like to extend heartfelt condolences from myself and my family, and certainly from Student Regional Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, to all of the loved ones, for our beloved sister, Sister Charlene. And Student Regional Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad is currently traveling right now for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, but definitely he is here and he extends his deepest condolences to the family. Dear brothers and sisters, at this time we would like to welcome to the rostrum Sister Ladina Muhammad for the reading of Life Reflections. Sister Ladina.
I'm short. Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Ladina, Sister Charlene's eldest daughter. And I am going to read the Life Reflections and say some words about my mother. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Charlene Elaine Mosby was born on January 13th, 1958, the youngest daughter to the late Charles Henry Mosby Jr. of Boston, Massachusetts, and the late Bessie Mae Mosby Wingate of Lydia, South Carolina. Charlene completed her primary education in the Boston Public School System, receiving her high school diploma from Copley High School in 1975. Afterwards, completing data entry courses at Boston University, a very proud moment for her and the family. Charlene Muhammad inherited her strong work ethic and mind from her father, a successful professional engineer, and her love and kind spirit from her mother. Charlene Muhammad was intelligent, quick-witted, and possessed a strong business acumen. Along with her loving spirit, selfless heart, and the Morris compass of an angel, Charlene was fashioned to push through every endeavor in life. From starting as a data entry clerk at the John Hancock Tower in Boston, becoming the COO of J&S Upholstery, to serving as Southern Regional Captain of the Nation of Islam under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Charlene found success in many different fields. However, the most cherished role was that of a mother and a grandmother. Charlene Muhammad dedicated her life to the liberation of her people. Becoming a member of the Black Panther Party in 1970s, she was given the name Karima, which means generous and giving. Charlene Muhammad met her devoted, loving husband, Stephen Manning, her man, as she would lovingly refer to him as, in her youth, where their spiritual journey started shortly after. Sister Charlene Muhammad and Brother Steve Muhammad began rooting themselves in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the underground study groups of Boston, Massachusetts, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was in the works of rebuilding the nation. The two became registered members in 1980. Their love for Allah, love for each other, and love for their people created the impregnable foundation that led to their holy matrimony in February of 1981. The rebirth of a nation. The same year of the first Savior's Day gathering since 1975 was the birth of 42 years of loving spiritual marriage, a lifetime of 50 years of love. Sister Charlene Muhammad spent the next 7 years sojourning at Mosque number 11, Boston, Massachusetts, under Minister Don Muhammad. Sister Charlene, under her beloved, I'm going to change it, National Consultant, Sister Captain Shirley Muhammad, held her post as lieutenant, and that is my mom held her post as a lieutenant under Sister Consultant Shirley Muhammad. Sister Charlene relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, where she found another Mosque family. In 1988, finding another home in Muhammad's Mosque, number 15. She became the M.G.T. Southern Regional Captain in 1994, where she continued to help mentor and train many women and young girls throughout the Nation of Islam. Sister Charlene Muhammad had the honor to serve alongside Minister Ava Muhammad, the first female minister over a mosque in the history of the Islamic world, as her regional captain. Sister Charlene Muhammad served on the executive staff of the Southern Regional Auditing Department as a Gold Seal Auditor, referred to by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as his spiritual physicians, and was the administrative liaison for Dr. Danita Muhammad's Southern Region COVID team. Sister Charlene's vast skill set extended to maintaining a magnetic bond with the youth of the mosque, who frequently sought her guidance and advice. To know Sister Charlene Muhammad was to love her, possessing a calm, tranquil spirit. The love she had for the sisterhood was unyielding. Countless family members, friends, and the greater community valued the opportunity to drink from the wealth of wisdom from Sister Charlene. Having a way with words, her counsel was warm and inviting. Sister Charlene Muhammad is survived by her husband, Stephen Muhammad Manning, children, Ladina, Sharon, Orphan, Stephen Little, Ataya, Jamal Manning, 14 grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, siblings, June Partman of Atlanta, Marilyn Badgett, Boston, affectionately known as Charlie's Angels, the three of them. Leah Rivera, New York, Brother Dwayne Mosby, sisters-in-law Shirley Muhammad, close companion through her journey in the Nation of Islam, Maxine Johnson, Ann Marks, all of Bessemer, brother-in-law Cleotha Foster, and Floyd Downing. Charlene is survived by a large and loving family that spreads across Boston, Massachusetts, Bessemer, Alabama, and even California, with many cousins, nieces, and nephews, the M.G.T. and FOY from around the nation, all with whom Charlene had a special bond. Charlene Muhammad had a special bond, and who will undoubtedly miss her dearly. And may Allah be pleased with her. Ameen. Okay. I want to start again with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and thank everyone who has come to show their love and their support for my dear mother. You know, there's people that you emulate, and we look at celebrities to want to be like. I've spent my whole womanhood, aspiring to be like my mother, to be the woman of grace and dignity and regal and calm and serene, just wise. And she just knew how to handle people. She definitely inherited the proper handling of people. And I say to her every time her birthday comes around, and I say, Mom, no matter how old I get, when it's my birthday, I call her. One time I called her, she forgot to call me on my birthday. And I said, Mom, you didn't call me on my birthday. She said, actually, you should have called me on your birthday. I said, okay, so no matter how old I get, I still cannot measure up to you. And I'm glad that I don't, because for the rest of my life, I will be striving to be, because she was a woman of distinction, strong. And I'm grateful for all the journeys and travels that she traveled to. I'm grateful for growing up in a nation of Islam, giving me the strength, the dignity of a woman. Everything that I ran from, didn't know what was in me until it was in me. Coming from my parents and their journey. In our family, us, my siblings, it will forever be a missing part, but she so filled you up that it's full. And we just want to thank everyone and say on behalf of us that we love her. We thank you for receiving her. We thank you for everything that she did. And a testament to my father in the way that he, in their love, in their bond, in their strength, and my dad. And I said to him the other night, I said, I'm going to say this when I get there. I said, I used to judge y'all love. I said, but now as a woman, it's something that I crave. I mean.
All praise is due to Allah, brothers and sisters. At this time, we would like to move forward with further acknowledgments, and we would like to receive our former student regional minister, Minister Van Muhammad. Let us receive him.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we forever thank him over and over again for raising up in our midst that black man from Georgia, the last of the messengers, the greatest of the messengers, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I forever thank the honorable Elijah Muhammad for our beloved brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan, who stood up at the risk of his own life to rebuild the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and to remind us of the day of Armageddon, and that the black man is God, and that the white man is the devil. My beloved brothers and sisters, I thank Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan for allowing me the opportunity to stand up and bear witness and help him in his work. Because if he would not have granted me that opportunity, so many brothers and sisters that I'm looking out in the audience, I would have never known most of you. And that would have been a great loss. I would like to start by thanking our beloved regional minister, Sharif Muhammad, who's doing a wonderful job in the city of Atlanta and throughout the southern region. He has a great, mighty, powerful job, and it's a difficult job. And I always include him and the laborers at Muhammad's Mosque, number 15, in my dua and my prayer, that they look upon all of us favorably. I would like to say to the family, Brother Steve Muhammad, not only was I honored for him and his wife to refer to me as their minister, I'm also equally as honored to be considered by Brother Steve a friend. Not only do I not take that for granted, I cherish it. When Brother Steve and Sister Charlene and the family moved to Atlanta, Georgia, I was blessed to be the regional minister at that time. And at that time, Brother Steve and I instantly became friends. And when he moved here from Boston, he made it clear to me that he came here to retire. You know, Brother Steve kept telling me how old he was. And then me and my wife, we worked hard in Boston. And it was something the way they say Boston, you know. Boston, they love saying Boston. Can't nobody say Boston like Boston. And Brother Steve said, me and my wife, we come down here to relax and open up a business. And he said, I done got old. And I said, and he said it a couple times. And I said, well, Brother Steve, I said, Brother, huh? I said, this brother look good for his age. I said, Brother Steve, how old are you? He said, 38. I said, brother, I'm 38. You're not old. But he told me he came to retire, and I really loved Brother Steve. And I felt his spirit. And so I took Brother Steve as my friend, and so the lieutenants, those of you that were with us when I was the regional minister, you know, we had a lieutenant squad, both male and female, you know, that was on the case. And so I would tell them, Brother Steve is in my squad, because Brother Steve came to retire. And he never did retire. He came down and started the business. But I would like to say a few words, if I may, brothers, just a few minutes, about Brother Steve and Sister Charlene. Very few couples that you look at and you meet, and you can tell that they were truly made for each other. Their personality and their spirit was equally yoked. I had the pleasure of working with Sister Charlene as the M.G.T. captain of Muhammad's Mosque, number 15. Notice I did not say my M.G.T. captain, but I had the pleasure of working with her as the M.G.T. captain in Atlanta, Georgia. And I didn't choose Sister Charlene for my M.G.T. captain. She was given to me. And I see immediately that she was given to me as a gift, that she was gifted to me. Sister Charlene took that responsibility reluctantly, because, you know, she had worked in Boston, she had been a lieutenant, and she was coming down to Atlanta, you know, to enjoy her husband and her family, and she came down here and started another family, had more children. So much for Brother Steve being so old, he had another baby. But I want to say a few things about Sister Charlene, and then I just want to sit down. She was very easy to work with. It was something how she used to say, Brother Minister Van. You know, some people can just say certain things to you. But she would say, Brother Minister Van, with such respect and admiration. It was a joy for me to work with your mothers. It was a joy for me to work with your wife. It was a joy for me to work with your sister and your brother. And Sister Charlene was an individual that carried herself in a respectful manner. I heard her daughter say she desired to be just like her mama, her mother established a legacy. And the legacy is that which you pass down to your children. That's more important than gold. That's why we say a good name is more important than gold. The legacy that you want to pass down to your children is not an insurance policy, although that's good. Some, material things, that's good. But when you pass down character, when you pass down integrity, that's living on. And Brother Steve, a good man. When we take sisters on as our wife, that is the only relationship, and I'm going to sit down, but I want to make this point. That is the only relationship where you must draw up a contract. That there's a license required. You don't have that in a friendship. There's no contract with mother and father. No contract with sister and brother. There's no contract with friends. But with a husband and wife, there is a contract that you have to draw up. And not only is that contract so serious, but it has to be witnessed by someone. You can't just say, I do, but somebody has to witness you saying I do. And someone has to witness a man giving that woman away to you. And in that relationship, you have a vow. Through sickness and health, through riches or poor, and to life, death do us part. We have to witness that. And we say to you, Brother Steve, that you fought the good fight. You committed your commitment. You fulfilled your commitment to your wife. That till death do us part. We say all praises due to Allah. And our vows, brothers and sisters, are just that serious. It is just as serious for the woman as it is for the man, through sickness or health, through riches or poor, and then to finish it off, to death do us part. Because one thing for sure, death is for certain. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the only way that you can avoid death is to never be born. So let us remember Sister Charlene. Let us remember her legacy. And let us think all of the hard work that she gave in the good fight, as Paul said, for I have fought a good fight. I completed my course. I kept the faith. I fought a good fight, meaning I fought, but I fought fair. I fought fair. It was a fight, but I fought fair. And that's what we can say, that Sister Charlene, she fought a fair life. It was a balanced life, an honest life. And that's what she passed down to her children. Speak not of those that are dead or die in God's way as dead. Nay, they are alive. Assalamu alaikum.
All praise is due to Allah. Thank you, sir. Brothers and sisters, as we move forward with our acknowledgments, we would like to just ask everyone, we're going to have Sister Ataya, if you would like to return, and then we'll have Sister Monica Muhammad, and then we'll have Sister Lisa Robinson. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and hello to everyone. My name is Ataya. As those of you who know me, I'm the youngest, the baby of Sister Charlene. Just bear with me as I have final words from my mother that I thought out and want to share with you guys as well as her. Dear Ma, that was all I called her. Ma, hey Ma, love you Ma. sometimes mommy, but Ma was always personal. It was such an honor to know someone like you. It was such an honor to be raised under your wing. Thank you for always being there for me when I needed you, as well as the time that I thought I didn't need you, and you were always there. Ma, you've been a role model ever since I was a little girl. Your style, your grace, and your humbleness, your positive attitude towards any and everything. Most of all, your abundant love for Allah. I remember the time when I first opened the Quran, and you taught me the proper way to open it and hold it. Oh, and it's such a weird explanation. And I say every single time, I'm fine. Overall, I'm fine. Even when I say it, it's kind of like, am I fine? But overall, that's the first thing I say is, I'm fine. I have moments where I cry, have moments where I boohoo cry, crying the ugliest cry, or just one teardrop off of a simple memory. But overall, I'm okay. And the reason is because of my faith in Allah, which was instilled from my mother. I feel like that's the number one thing she always taught me. Like, Allah is the only and number one person that you have to make sure you give your praise to and always in your life. And the reason is because of my faith in Allah throughout this whole journey. The continuous prayers and sacrifices have helped me get to this point. Watching my mother these past 2 years battling the illness was a battle itself. And my peace comes from knowing she has no longer has to suffer. And that's a part of I'm grateful to Allah. I'm grateful to Allah for, and that He has granted me with this peace. Allah knows I love her with all my heart, and I'm going to miss her like crazy. But I know in my heart that she is living within me, and she's always here to guide me. And Ma, I'm so grateful for that. I promise to continue to make you proud, and I pray one day I will shape into the
All praise is to Allah. Sister Monica Muhammad.
I tell you, that reminded me of our, yes, here in Janazah, our little date with your mom. That's what that reminded me of, praise be to Allah. I had to write this down so that I could be obedient to the time, first and foremost. I'm going to be obedient to my current regional captain and ensure that I bring a certain spirit and energy, as difficult as it is. Okay, give me 1 second. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger, and I greet you all, Assalamu alaikum. You're not going to believe this, but the note just disappeared. Wow. See, it is on my heart, but I wanted to make sure that I'm not just rambling, because there's so much that I could share. And it's important that I stay focused. Praise be to Allah. It's just going. It's interesting. Okay. Well, I will start by just first saying that my dear sister Charlene was and is everything that everyone has said before me. As Sister Captain Useba expressed, that soul, that spirit that she had, that is just absolutely her. She was my bestie, but that came years after we soldiered together. And the wise choice, I know this was in my notes, the wise choice that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan made in giving, making history with the Nation of Islam and signing Sister Ada Muhammad to her post. And then she having Sister Charlene as her right hand in the sisterhood. But there was a bit of a quad squad, that's what I call this. That quad squad included myself as her right hand, and the first officer, and her vanguard captain, who now walks in her shoes. We was a quad squad, and we did some work, y'all. I'm telling you, we were at a time, like you said, Sister Captain, that was, meant. And I know in my notes I put it was meant, and it prepared us for this day that we're walking in right now. Alhamdulillah. Part of that, I remember very specifically wanting to mention that you all hear all about these master classes today, but back then in the early 2000s, Sister Charlene had us in a master class. And I found that to be so very, intuitive for her for the time. She literally made sure that the sisterhood heard the voice of Sister Ada Muhammad every week, who was the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, one of his best teachers, we're taught. And she was readying us, I felt. So we had a lot that we were learning, cooking, sewing. Y'all know, you all know. But those master classes, I felt, were very important to prepare us for the time that we are currently in. And I thank Allah, I really do. Because if not for some of that, we may not be able to really feel a strength. Because I was not to be here today. I had some physical challenges, medical challenges. And then I got a call from the captain, so I want you to know I hear the bay always. Get it together, soldier. And I prayed hard and, made some adjustments, prayed more and asked Allah to give me the strength. And then your brother Wade gave me clearance because that had happened. So I got clearance. But I just wanted to say how much I need you children to know that, yes, as her bestie, I can tell you, she loved her Steve, her man. I told him, I said, there's a whole lot of things that I've shared with her and a whole lot of things that she shared with me. That one is for sure. She loved her Steve, okay? And every single one of her children. And at one point, we had to do a little intervention, her and I, with our girls, our young girls. And that was the most beautiful situation because, it just showed that we're always on our post, no matter if we're on the post specifically. And I know you'll never forget that. I know she would want me to say, Jamal, unrelenting. Sister Odetta calls you Dr. Jamal now. Unrelenting. I pray to Master Father Muhammad that every mother has a son who would be by their mother's side in such a personal and magnificent way. I'm talking holding posts because he surely told his auntie over here, well, auntie, I'm kind of glad you didn't show up at the hospital because I thought you might be coming and I didn't want to have to turn you away. He was holding posts. And so because I understood, I didn't show up at all. But I knew when he said that I was on the right path and I did the right thing. So thank you, Jamal. Alhamdulillah. Just to all of you, Auntie June, affectionately her big sister. She was the baby sister amongst her crew. I couldn't wait to see Sister Shirley. I mean, this family, like Sister Captain said, you are a family to us, very much so. We teased Sister Orphan one day about, oh, no, I'm not ready to do the great-grandma thing. And that's when she announced to me that you had a grandbaby coming. I was like, oh, boy. So all of that to say that, We are wise enough. Sister Zuhair said it to me earlier. We have been taught very well by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And there's nothing that we can't handle, period. Though difficult, but we can handle it. And I'm handling it, and I'm so grateful and thankful to Allah for giving me the strength. I got my sister nurse over there on the side, like, don't you fall. I'm okay. Praise Allah. But I have to pull this up because I can't get it wrong. Hold on 1 second. My last words was, I wanted to share with you all that my last conversation was about 3 weeks before her transition. And she was telling me, she had given me an assignment, y'all. She was still giving assignments from her bed. So I had an assignment. I handled the assignment. Jamal said I was a couple of days late, though. I was a couple of days late handling the assignment, but I got it done. And, I think she had Ladina to call me, and she thanked me for getting the assignment done, 1. 2, for, you all got to know this, how much she loved me personally, but she was like, and you know how much I love this sisterhood. I mean, she was like deep in, I love the sisterhood. And that's why she was easy to serve, because you knew that it was in her heart, as it pertains to the sisterhood. So, y'all, okay, here we go, I found it. So let me tell y'all, and my son, it was so funny, we were on point with this last night. He sent me this song, and I said, those were going to be my parting words to the family today. And this was how I felt, and how I'm sure many of you have felt about Sister Charlene. Because beyond our soldiering together and our becoming friends, I learned her all over again. And that was a blessing. And many of you may have had the same experiences, so I want to share this with you. Now, I'm going to say this because some of y'all are going to be familiar with these words. You can either take the original from the little TV program, or you can take the TikTok that got a whole lot of soul to it. But I must leave you with these. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. That's right. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And that, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Praise be to Allah.
All praise is due to Allah. At this time, let us receive Sister Lisa Robinson.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but forgive me if I am. I'm Charlene's oldest niece, and sorry if I'm not saying Sister Charlene, but my aunt always knew I called her Aunt Charlene. And I'm here from Boston, and I'm going to read something from her sister Shuggie. One moment. Wait a minute. This is my email. Sorry, I wasn't ready. Oh my God, I can't find it. I'm shaking, y'all, but I'm sorry. This is my brother, right? And this is my bestie that came down from Boston, guys. We visited. I wasn't ready. Bob sent it to me. Yeah, my eyes getting water. You see it? You got it? Yes. Jamal has it. Oh, thank you. Wonderful flower. Right there. I think Jamal has it. Thank you, cousin. Okay, thank you. It says, to my baby sis. To my baby sis, one of Charlie's angels have gone home. The good times the three of us shared is an understatement. The love is something no one can understand. I will miss you dearly, and I will never forget you. I'm brokenhearted, and I will be very lonely without you. My baby sis, love always should. That's from my mom, the second oldest sister besides June. Now I want to say something for myself. I'm the oldest niece, and Aunt Sha's only 10 years older than me. So I looked at Aunt Sha. We was in the raising house together. I was a baby. And then as I grew up, Aunt Sha felt more. She was my aunt. I respected her, but she felt like a sister, like a big sister, because I didn't have a big sister. And the time I got married, and I said, Aunt Sha, I want to be like you and Uncle Steve. I want to be married forever. Aunt Sha looked at me and smiled. She said, you have to do the work. You both have to do the work. And we both did the work, and we going on 20 years married. And Aunt Sha was definitely supposed to be here with us, but we can't question. We can't question God. You all say a lot, but I say, God, we're not supposed to question. But I question it because Aunt Sha was supposed to be here to be the peacemaker between the two sisters. And I'm just gonna miss her. And I want to say to Uncle Steve, Jamal, Ladina, Ataya, Princess, Shalom, and Ataya, and all the grandchildren, we're gonna miss her. And I love you guys. Thank you all.
Dear brothers and sisters, at this time, we would like to receive Student Minister Desmond Muhammad, the Student Minister of Muhammad Mosque number 15B, who is going to give words of guidance, words of comfort for all of us who are present. And then he will guide us into the Islamic prayer, the Salatul the Salatul Janazah prayer, which is the core of the Islamic funeral service. Let us receive Student Minister Desmond Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. I begin in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Father Muhammad. We thank him for his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and we could never thank them enough for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their names I'd like to greet you, and on behalf of our Student Southern Regional Minister, Brother Abdul Sharif Muhammad, in the greeting words of peace and paradise, we say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. To, firstly, the esteemed pastor of this church, his family, the supporters of this church, believers, to Brother Steve, children, extended family, siblings, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, and now great-grand, to the believers of the Nation of Islam, to supporters and friends, it is with great honor I accepted from Brother Steve and the family the opportunity to say the Salat Janazah. This is a life celebration. And the couplets of life, joy and pain, life and death, sunshine and rain. These are couplets. They come together. And so in 1958, January 13th, Charles Henry Mosby and Bessie Mae Mosby, the thought was put in their mind, the desire was put on their hearts to come together, and they produced Sister Charlene Muhammad. That day is a glorious day, is that correct? We wouldn't even know each other, some of us, if it wasn't for that day, January 13th, 1958. A lot has happened since then. But one of the things that we are assured of is that the love and care, the gentleness, the instructor giving instructions, the mother, the grandmother, the friend. If you can reflect on the good memories, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of good memories. Would you agree? Then you have to know that you have a serious responsibility, that you would not want Sister Charlene to be disappointed in what she expected in life and what she expected in life out of each and every one of us. I learned through different testimonies that she loved the sisterhood. She loved marriage. So anyone here, especially male figures who don't love marriage, there's the back door right there on behalf of Sister Charlene. You can leave. Because she promoted family. She promoted marriage. Is that correct? She loved her man. I learned a little bit. She loved her man. And that's a dying breed in today's time because we're losing social skills. Is that correct? So when someone say they love their man, I mean, that gives me kind of goosebumps. Because it's a wonderful thing in the eyes of Allah. So that day, back in 1958 to this day in 2024, there's a hyphen between those dates. And that hyphen represents life. And it represents everything that she did during those time periods. What it represents is her dedication to Islam, her dedication to freedom, to justice, to equality, her dedication to ensure that everyone that she came in contact with, she had an opportunity to pass on the love of God to them. That's a serious and arduous task in a time when love and the spirit of love appears to be dwindling. We thank Allah for the life of Sister Charlene Muhammad. And I pray to the family, to Allah, that He will keep the memories of Sister Charlene on your heart. I want you to remember that Janazah is for the living. It's not for those who we perceive as dead. The Janazah is for you, it's for me, it's for us. The question is, how will you live your life after today? You can't waste the sacrifices of Sister Charlene. I can't waste it. But the question is, how will we remember her? And will the remembrance of her serve to make us to live a better life? In Islam, we don't have long janazahs because we don't want to say anything to augment the pain that we have. It's okay to have pain. Everyone grieves differently. Is that correct? There's going to be days where you smile when you remember her. There's going to be days when you cry. There's going to be days when you're happy. There's going to be days when you're sad. My advice to the family is, as you remember your beloved and our beloved Sister Charlene, it's okay to have pain. The difficulty from this point forward is learning to live with your pain. Sister Charlene would want you to learn to live with your pain, because the pains of life did not interrupt her faith in God. She continued to soldier and soldier and soldier in spite of any circumstances. She continued to dedicate her life to God. So on behalf of the family, on behalf of all the brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, we want to say warm wishes to you. In spite of a difficult time, life and death marries each other. But her life and her dedication, it cannot be captured in a janazah prayer. The people that I spoke to spoke so highly of her. I could hardly express her character, her morals, her dedication with the English language. So those of you who had the opportunity to engage her and be engaged with her, you have to take her legacy on and further the idea, the sentiments, the love of Sister Charlene. One more thing, as family members and as friends and fellow believers, you should depend on Allah and each other. You don't have to go through this alone. There are times when you should pick up the phone and call each other, and depend on each other. You don't have to sit in the corner and be depressed over her life. She lived a joyous life. Takbir, takbir, takbir. And so because she lived a joyous life, the difficulty now is for you to face your nature and attempt to live the life that Sister Charlene lived. So I believe that we've passed out the mints already. If we haven't, we should. And that mint is significant in Islamic janazah prayer because it has a sweetness to it. And the saliva is going to begin to break down that mint as soon as you put it in your mouth. And as the saliva begins to break it down, it's just a matter of time before all of it is broken down. That's the way life is. That as we enter into life, from the time we're born, the activities of life, the ups, the downs, the joy, the pain, begin to break down our bodies. And at some point, the Holy Quran says, to Allah is our eventual return. It's a journey and a course that we all have to take. So bearing witness to the process of life and death, what we're here to do is to witness the life of Sister Charlene, to remember the life of Sister Charlene, knowing that one day also we will take that path. But that sweet mint, as it dissolves, even if it dissolves all the way, the taste remains. And even if the physical body of Sister Charlene is gone, the fond memories should remain in your hearts and remain in your minds forever, because she lived a good life. She lived a life where she's an example to so many people. And that's why the impact that she had on so many lives could never die. And I hope and I pray that one day that Allah will bless me to have the kind of impact that Sister Charlene had on humanity. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I actually thought I was dedicated. And then when I started hearing the testimonies of Sister Charlene, I found out I wasn't dedicated at all. So hopefully someone comes up with like maybe a mint or a dish, something I can eat and take a crash course and become just as dedicated as her. Thank you. In the testimonies that I heard coming from others, one thing I can tell you, it's unimaginable that 10 people can make up the stories that I heard. Sister Orifan took a screenshot of some of the testimonies and sent them to me. And as she sent them to me, I became very familiar with Sister Charlene Muhammad. And even if you've never met her, if you read some of the testimonies, you can actually learn of her through those testimonies. So as you put the mints in your mouth, they're gonna dissolve, but the taste will remain. And that's the sweet, loving memories of Sister Charlene Muhammad. What we're gonna ask also is some of the male members of the family to come up as we perform the Janazah prayer, and we're gonna form rows, those who wanna partake of this part of the prayer. And we're gonna say the Janazah prayer, and then we'll proceed to the burial site after this. So I wanna thank you on behalf of, again, the family, on behalf of all the believers. I wanna say that may Allah comfort and keep you. May Allah continue to strengthen you in a time when we all gonna need strengthening. And may He continue to have mercy on you. And to the sister, I know she's very dear to you. May God comfort you, comfort and keep you and the rest of the family as you remember your sister in loving memory. Thank you so much for listening. May Allah bless you. I leave you as I came in the greeting words of peace and paradise. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Takbir. Takbir. The male members of the family. Check. Check, check. Anyone else would like to join us? You can make us, would like to join us? Anyone else? Any other male members of the family? Even brothers in the Nation of Islam, if you'd like to join us, you can also join us. Okay. Come on, brothers, let's partake. Let's be in this with Brother Steve and the rest of the family. We're going to say 4 takbirs, and the response is Allahu Akbar. And then we'll go through the Janazah prayer. Takbir. In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, sole Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we worship, and thine aid we seek. O Allah, guide us on the straight path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after hearing thy teachings. Amen. Takbir. O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou didst make Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful, for surely thou art praised and magnified. And O Allah, bless Muhammad, and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou didst bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham, for surely thou art praised, worthy, and magnified in our midst forever and forever. Amen. Takbir. O Allah, forgive our living and forgive those who are dead. Forgive those who are present among us and forgive those who are absent. O Allah, forgive the young and forgive the old, and forgive our males and forgive the females. O Allah, whomever thou permits to live from among us, make us to live in submission to thee. And whomever thou causeth to die from among us, make us to die in faith. O Allah, do not withhold the rewards of Sister Charlene Muhammad from us, and do not make us to fall into trial after her. Takbir. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much. This concludes the Janazah prayer. And for those in the Nation of Islam, of course, we give a salute and then we lower our salute very slowly. Attain hut, present arm, order arms. Takbir, takbir, takbir.